गृहत्वेनैव काष्ठानि खड्गत्वेनैव लोहता निर्नीताभिमूढेन देहत्वेन तथात्मता। So far, either two things we saw, either it is Ishvara Srishti or Jiva Srishti. Mistake is committed in both. Like in conclusion there is mistake. In the perception there is no mistake. That is Ishvara Srishti. Like the blue sky. That perception is true. And it is public also, everybody does the same thing. Everybody sees the blue sky. But then the blue sky is not a ceiling for space. That is up to blue sky is space, afterwards there is no space. So there is no such thing. So this conclusion, just because you see, you conclude on the basis of sight. The sight is Ishvara Srishti, because that is not contradicted at all. The sight is okay. Your conclusion is a problem. So similarly, there is a sunrise in the east and travels to the west. And this seems to be a daily affair. So that is a perception. But then that's not totally true. The earth looks like flat. But that's not true. Like this, any one thing you see. You see one thing and you conclude that same thing. As it is seen, generally it is wrong. It's always wrong. Even if you conclude there is pot because I see pot, that's not true. There is only clay. So because there is one more step to go in terms of its reality. Because you say pot is, and that means that existence goes to pot. And the clay, poor thing, is omitted. Or it is taken another reality. But that's not the truth. But the mistake there leads to the mistake everywhere. Because that clay-like truth is there, one truth is there for the entire Jagat, including the seer seen, and that will get omitted. And therefore, so here that even when you see the perception is true, the conclusion is not true. Therefore, we need to, therefore the object that you see, mistaken object, will not go away. The blue sky will continue to be there, and you have to know that there is no blue sky. Similarly, the duality subject-object will not go away, but at the same time you should see there is no real duality, and there is only one vastu, which is the subject, which is the object. Understand this. And therefore, it's not that simple. So here, if it is totally subjective, it will go away. If there is certain objectivity, your conclusion is wrong. Your body, mind, sense or complex is true. That is Ishvara Srishti. And if you take Atma is as good as this body, mind, sense complex, then Atmanaha Dehatvam. Atma has got the status of having the attribute of Deha. Intrinsic. Therefore, I am as good as the body. This is a capital mistake. This is the original sin. If you like to hear that. Grihatvenaiva kashtani. The kashtani is a wooden house. A wooden house is there. There are different things in a wooden house. It's all American houses, wooden houses. So this wooden house is nothing but wood. There is beam, then there is ceiling, then there is floor. So like this you have doors. All of them are kashtani. Correct? And still it is the same problem. Therefore, kashtani grihatvenaiva. As though the wood, these pieces of wood have the houseness. But if you look at each one of them, door is wood, ceiling is wood, beam is wood, floor is wood, then where is the house? You can't say wood is house. Wherever there is wood, there should be a house. Wood is free from being a house. And the house is wood. I mean, more or less correct. The wooden house. Kashtani. And suppose nails are there. Nail also is not a house. And locks are there. Bolts are there. None of them is house. Angles are there. None of them is house. Nor collectively they become house. But put together in a particular form, going by Ishvara Srishti, then only it is house. There is a plan, there is a law, and all these are involved. There is a law, there is a plan. All these are involved. Then there is a house. And so, that is Ishvara Srishti. But it is mithya, because not one of them. Or you make a pile of them, that won't be a house, you can't sit in it. And similarly, he goes on telling, Khadge naiva lohata. The lohata means metal. Iron metal, steel metal. What is that is steel. But the steel is viewed as sword, khadga. So in the form of sword, that's only steel. But still it is taken to be sword. But swordness doesn't form the attribute of steel. Similarly, dehatvena atmata vinirnita. The atma is taken for one that has got dehatvam, the attribute of deha, body. That series is over. Enough examples. And then that series is over. Something else starts now. Little different. How things get distorted. How, when you look at something through something, it's not going to look the same way. Like the rays of light. And you have a prism. And through the prism, you receive the light, the deflected light. Is all colors. It's different. And the prism becomes the upadhi. The upadhi makes you look. This legitimizes your perception. But it doesn't alter the reality. More so when there is an appearance. An appearance. Like, so the crystal, it looks orange, correct? It's orange? Orange. It's orange. Because Swami is orange. This is orange. The orange crystal. There is no orange crystal here. It's a semi-precious stone, maybe, but it looks orange. If it looks orange, the orange color belongs to something else. But the stone, the crystal looks like orange. And then it changes also further. If some other color is there, so it will be color, yeah. Yeah? Different? Then you think it is magic. There is no magic. All magic is like this only. If you know it is no magic. The magic, only Bhagavan's magic is magic even if you know it is magic. Even if you know the whole Vedanta, whole truth, still magic. Your body is a magic, your cell is a magic, eyes are a magic. Every organ is a magic, the whole Jagat is magic. It's all magic. Unravel it, it's still magic. In fact, the more you understand, the magic comes alive. And therefore here, yathā vriksha viparyasaha. Jalat bhavati kasyachit. For somebody looking at a body of water, you see a reflection, a shadow of the tree, reflection of the tree in the water. It's upside down. And therefore this change in its form, it looks as though it is horizontal. What is vertical looks horizontal. This is vriksha viparyasa. Jalat bhavati kasyachit. Because of water. And that doesn't mean the vriksha changes. Tadvat atmani dehatvam pashyati ajnana yogataha. Then you put a pencil in a glass of water. The pencil is bent without your bending. So in your perception the pencil is bent. Jalat bhavati. The viparyasa. Change, a bend in the pencil. Jalat bhavati. And suppose you say, why the pencil is bent? How? If you take it out, it is not bent. If you conclude that it is bent, that is Ishvara Srishti. That it looks bending, it looks bent. That is Ishvara Srishti. That is law. When you see through the water, it is bent. Nobody can deny that. That's a perception, explainable. If you explain it, it is science. Science means the law that obtains there. That's it. Pascal did not introduce a law. Not even his father-in-law. He doesn't create a father-in-law. And so no law. It's already there. Even man-made laws conform to the laws that obtain. And therefore you find there is, due to ajnana alone, one may say, this pencil is bent. So too, ajnana yogataha. Ajnana yoga means due to ajnana, that's all. Because of the association of ajnana. Because your commitment to your perception due to ajnana. Ajnana yogataha eva dehatvam pashyati atmani. Saptami. In the atma, dehatvam. I will argue, I see, I experience dehatvam. When the body aches, I feel I am aching. Body fat, I am fat. Body is tall, I am tall. Body is sitting, I am sitting. Body is going, I am going. You say that I am not the body. That is against my knowledge, against my perception. A perception is true. There are reasons for it. But the truth is, the body is Atma, that is correct, we accept it. That is why from the beginning I say, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the senses. That is all true. Body is I, that is also true. Nothing exists without I. Therefore, body is I, your mind is I. The sukshma śrīhariṃ, what makes this body alive, that is also I. And that does not go beyond this body. Therefore, there is an individual body. Therefore, explained away. Therefore, Atmani ajnānavasāt, because of ajnānam alone, ignorance alone, one sees dehatvam. Dehatvam pashyati. In a different form he says. Potena gachatah pumsaha sarvam bhātīva chanchalam tadvat atmani dekatvam pashyat ajnana yogatā. Even motion, action, the mind is chanchalam. Mind is always shifting. It has to. A thought is momentary. So it keeps changing. And the body also undergoes change, day-to-day change. Morning in one condition, afternoon in another condition. There is a hungry condition, then there is another condition. And there is continuous change. Like the weather changes, the body also undergoes change. Even in their clothes also. Morning when they come to this class and they have all this extra, and then so afternoon and all that, then they become more free. We can see this in Rishikesh. Rishikesh is extreme. Summer, it is summer. You will find all sadhus don't have anything on them. All clean, they don't go to office or anything, therefore there is no problem. They don't need to wear anything. They don't have anything, just one piece of cloth and then let's go about. So then November comes, you find one shirt or something they wear. Then afterwards you can find out what all they have got. And then as the days go by, December comes, you find then there is one more T-shirt and a shirt, and then afterwards sweater will be there, and then chadar will be there, and then the cap will come, and then everything. The hands also they will wear, gloves they will wear, and then what is out is only nose. It's like a grizzly bear. They will be coming out like this because it's very cold, and they don't have this heater and all that, central heating, and no. And then they have to manage, and then they have this quilt, rajai. It's a locally made rajai. It doesn't have many stitches. And therefore, this cotton inside will be traveling from one end to the other. And then the night what happens? So it travels. And then again, one part of it is in touch with your body. This is your own body gives you comfort, your own heat. So you make yourself warm. Your own heat is received by this quilt, and it retains the heat. Therefore, you feel warm. But there are portions which are not in touch with the body. And And therefore you just move and you are sitting on the ice slab. And so you are lying on the ice slab. Then this is the thing. And after 1 hour, then it takes 1 hour. And 1 hour he doesn't sleep. So he has to warm the quilt. And then, what are you doing? I am warming the quilt. So, very interesting. So this is what it is. You find one by one coming out daily. Different. Then as the day progresses also, they will remove. Morning and evening, you can't see the person. So things are always changing. Body is changing. Weather is changing. Whole loka is changing. The world is changing. Therefore, so Atma also is changing. I am also changing. Therefore, who is saying that there was one sadhu in Badrinath, and then he always sits there and then sings. So he sings all the time. This he's sitting there and then singing in the temple, Badrinath temple. And the singing is, you tell me, who is doing this? He says, Narayana Hari Narayana, Narayana 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 Hari, Narayana 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 Hari, Narayana 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 Hari, Narayana 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 Hari, Narayana 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 Hari. Because it's shivering, and he's shivering. And everything, of course, you are covered 10,000 feet Himalayas. So, who is doing this? His body is doing, mind is doing, walk is doing. There is not one cell which is not involved in it. This is the real Narayana. And all of them are doing Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. The whole person. How can you say Atma is kutastha, he doesn't do anything? Hey, what is this? What? Yes, that is true. When you look at Atma as though Atma is doing, when you look at from the Atma standpoint, Atma cannot do anything. This is what is said here. Potena gachatah pumsaha sarvam chanchalam bhati yuva. Potena gacchataha pumsaha. For a person, for someone, pumsaha, for a man who is riding a boat, moving in a boat, potena, a boat. And he is moving in a boat. And the boat is moving fast. And you will see all the trees are going this way. All the trees on the bank are moving. When you go in a train, all the trees are going. But you are going. The trees don't go. You are moving. The trees stand where they are. Therefore, the mind is moving, body is moving, actions are taking place, And through that you see as though Atma is moving, this is the problem. As though you are moving. Atma and Ahankara, both of them are taken together. Ajnana yogataha. Due to the influence of Ajnana alone, not seeing through the whole thing. Therefore, sarvam chanchalam bhati yuva. Chanchalamiva bhati. Sarvam chanchalamiva bhati. Everything seems to be moving. Because the boat is moving. He is seated in a moving boat and looks at the back and all the trees are moving. This is called upadi. You see through the upadi. Like the crystal changes its color, Atma seems to be one subject to motion, movement, whereas it is not true. Therefore, there also you correct yourself, especially when you go in the train. Another train comes in the next track. Another train, both of you, both the trains are moving in the same direction, same speed, and you will think that you are not moving at all. So you look at the window, look through the window, and you see on the other window somebody is looking at you, and you can talk even to them. And so no problem. Because that is also going the same speed and you are also going. So it looks as though you are constant. You are not moving anywhere. That is Ishvara Srishti. But you can, that is Ishvara Srishti. Means that is the law. And two objects moving in the same speed, in the same direction. So they are at the same point and time. So at this point, A and B are like this, then wherever, and the same speed both are moving, and then therefore same point. Suppose you are wearing a hat, and the hat is on your head and hat together they are traveling. No problem, you can go to Timbuktu. No problem, the hat will be there. Suppose you leave the hat and travel, and it doesn't follow you. It gets stuck somewhere. So, because that's all Ishvara's law, okay? It's all Ishvara's law. But you see through this. You always see through. When you are talking constantly to this fellow, across the fellow, you happen to know him, it's such a surprise, and it's this kind of a thing, so very rarely happens. And so you just talk to him and then he talks to you. Until the one changes the speed or whatever. But while doing so, you are quite aware. We both are moving. You see that. Both you see. And you are moving, something else looks moving. That is also not true. You are moving, it looks as though that train is moving. In opposite direction. In fact, that is stationary. You are moving. That also, that appearance also, I had corrected. My own perception. I am trying, it's all my experience. And if it is my experience, it should be your experience also. If you had gone in a train. In this country, we don't know. As young persons, you all travel, I think, the train. And train travel is fun. especially in India. And it's all appearance. And you see through the whole thing and then you enjoy. Here also it is the same. You see through the upadhi that is changing, that is moving. It looks as though sarvam chanchalamiva bhati. Purely example. Ajnana yogataha tadvad atmani dehatvam means karyakarana sanghata is taken to be Atma, and because of ajnanam, and therefore I become karta. I become the doer. I am a speaker, I am a runner, etc. I am the karta. Subject to change, subject to motion, subject to disease, subject to aging, subject to time, in other words. Pītatvam hi yathā shubhre doshat bhavati kasyachit tadvadatmani dekhatvam pashyatya jnana yogatah. This goes on. Okay. One doesn't require to be a special person, having some special defect or special qualification, a peculiar incapacity. This is for everybody until one understands what is what. Suppose somebody is having a liver problem, hepatitis. And then eyes are yellow. Certain things also are yellow. Or you wear yellow glasses. Yellow glasses you wear, everything is yellow. Your eyes, pītatvam, this is generally because of, this is a belief. I have doubts about this, but eyes are yellow because of jaundice. Eyes are yellow. But the sighted object, whether it is yellow, I do not know. It is true, it is yellow. It doesn't become yellow, I think. Does it become?
No, Swami.
But the belief here is yellow. Does it become yellow?
No, Swami.
No. This is a belief. They think it is yellow.
They think it.
Drishtanta is based upon what the conclusion they have. Here is another problem. Their own problem. And therefore, that is at that time this was the belief. Like this, a few examples are floating around. And this is one of them. If you have jaundice, you have a jaundiced eye. They will say that also. You have a jaundiced eye. Therefore, you see everything wrongly. That's an expression. In English also it has come, I think. Jaundiced eye. Eyes are yellow. That's a different thing. Looking at the eyes, you can say you have jaundice. No problem. And therefore, Pītattvam hi yathā shubhre. Shubhra vastra is there. Means clean, white. White clothes. Pure white, snow white. And this fellow wears glasses, yellow glasses. Through the yellow glasses he looks at them. Oh, you are wearing yellow. Are you a brahmachari? So in India. So are you a brahmachari? No. I am married. I am father of 3 children. Oh, why do you wear yellow? No, I wear white. Wear white. You are wearing yellow. No, there is something wrong with you. Oh, what kind of glasses you are wearing? Oh, I'm sorry. Now we are there. Okay. Defect in pramana. Here is a defect in pramana. The way you look at. And therefore, he says these are all issues. Modern Vedanta, Neo Advaita, all this, all Pītattvam. Pītattvam yathā shubhre. Shubhre vastre. Pītattvam. This is superimposition. Without converting the clothes into white. You can see it as Pītattvam, you wear your glasses, change your glasses to yellow. Doshat bhavati kasyachit. Because of what you wear is not white, plain, transparent glasses. Then you will see what is there. If it is colored, you can't see. That is the dosha. You see through colored glasses. Tadvat atmani dehatvam pashyati ajnana yogataha. Dehatvam goes. So this is various attributes you see. As though Atma is Sukhi. Now, Sukhi is okay, Sukham is okay. So it is in keeping with Atma. But then the Sukhitvam, Aham Idanim Sukhi. Now I am Sukhi. Because Sukhitvam also followed by Dukhitvam. Sukhitvam, Dukhitvam. Sukhitvam, Dukhitvam. And it doesn't alternate like that. This I have told you. No, I didn't tell here. I have told else in the previous camp. I've been having camp after camp. So in which camp what I told, I don't know. And then it was Sukhitvam. Now Sukhitvam. So Aham Sukhi. Then Aham Dukhi. Dukhi means I am in pain, I am in sadness or whatever. What I don't want to be. Dukhitvam. Aham Dukhi. Aham Sukhi. But Dukhi, suppose is followed by Sukhi. We need not worry when we are Dukhi. At least we know next minute I will be Sukhi. Next few seconds I will be Sukhi. And then when I am Sukhi, then Dukhi will come. Nobody will like to have, so this Sukhi should not go. But the fellow is anxious, it will go, and Dukhi has come already. And so Dukhi will come. So Dukhi will come and then Dukhi doesn't go. Then you want to be Sukhi, that itself is Dukhi. So and it goes on and goes on. Dukhi like Mukesh Bhai. So this The Dukhi continues. And therefore it's not, you cannot expect next you are going to be Sukhi. When you will be Sukhi, nobody knows, including Bhagavan doesn't know. So you will become Sukhi all right. Therefore, Sukhi Yavaro. There is a Dukhi is lengthened. When Sukhi comes, Sukhi Yavaro. Sukhi is such a small thing. Sukhi Yavaro. That's how it is. That song is like that. Sukhi Yavaro. You don't hear Sukhi. Sukhi Yavaro. The Yavaro is long. Sukhi is short. Sukhi Yavaro. It suits me, And therefore, this Sukhitvam, Dukkitvam, in other words, Bhoktritvam, and then again, all these various attributes, like Punya Papa, I am one who is subject to Punya Papa, Ragadvesha, all these are attributes imputed to Atma, Ahankara. And Ahankara is Atma. Atma is Ahankara. They are rolled into one. But the truth is, Ahankara is Atma, Atma is not Ahankara. Then it's entirely different. Because issues are there only centered on I. The Ahankara aspect also is changing. Now Sukhi, now Dukhi. It's a part of the whole objectified world. Both the subject-object. Subject to change. It is also mithya. Therefore, aham is always free. It is purely the not seeing through the whole thing. What is what one has to know, and for which one requires a pramana. Otherwise, whatever is happening is truth. Tadvat Atmani Dehatvam. Dehatvam includes Ahankara, Buddhi, Chittam, everything. All Deha. Sthula Sukshma Deha. Then Ashanayavan, Pipasavan. I am hungry, I am thirsty, all that. Pashyati Ajnana Yogataha. So, in this what we have to know is Atmani Anatma Adhyasaha. In the Shastra, there is a certain division for Upadeshartha, for the sake of Upadesha, Avataraya, for knowledge to happen, to communicate. We cite our experience and our knowledge, already what we have. anything you refer by the word this is not taken by you as I. This pot, this cat, this dog. So these are all objects that you objectify, external to your body, and you don't take any one of them as yourself, including your hat. You don't think the hat is me. Even though when you nod your head, and hat also nods on your head. But you know hat is not a part of me. That is anatma. That is not I. So hat is something you can remove and you see, and therefore you doff and don. You don the hat and doff the hat. And therefore hat is not me. Your kundalam is not you. Earrings are not you. Kankanam is not you. Your bangles are not you. Your nose ring so small, it is not you. Nose is you. So this is how we have division already. Therefore, not what is not I is a very well determined, ascertained knowledge. Very well entrenched knowledge it is. You have no doubts about this. But this body, which wears these clothes and all, the clothes are, I don't have I sense in the clothes. I have only my sense in the clothes. But in the body, sometimes I have my sense, sometimes I have I sense. Whenever it's a question of complex, it is I sense. I am fat. And the fat is definitely, means my weight is this much. And that I, Atma, has got 200 pounds, 180 pounds. Atma is 180 pounds. Understand? No, this Atma is as good as your body. So I am fat. That is very much. So I weigh this also. So they ask the doctor also, how do you weigh? How much do you weigh? They don't ask, what is your weight? What is your weight? How do you weigh? How much do you weigh? Oh, he says, I weigh 180 pounds. Oh, I thought as much. That fellow puts a complex on him. So here immediately I jump into the whole picture. I jump into the fat. And therefore all this I am. All this, the leftover of donuts I am. This is what this fellow thinks. So sometimes it's my body. Sometimes I am the body. Confusion. But if you know, that's only a just simple expression. I don't mean that I weigh so many pounds. My body weighs so many pounds. Then you are okay. I go, I sit, I walk, I see, I hear, I am hungry, I am thirsty. You need not change your language as long as you know. It's all centered on I. Body is centered on I. Prana is centered on I. Hunger, thirst is all prana. I am ill. Now I am well. So that is also. So if you say I am well, that is not Vedanta. That means you are subject to illness. That's not Vedanta. That's all samsara. So that's a point of view. It's a point of view. You can say I am ill. You understand, I understand. You need not change your language. So are you ill? No, this body is ill. Oh, did you go to Sailorsburg? So I don't want people to point out that. That's why I'm making clear. Don't change your language. And so this asmat pratyaya vishaya, the meaning of the word I, whatever you mean by the word I, is not the meaning of the word you point out as an object, by the word this object. This one object, whatever it is, this star, this sun, this moon, this earth, this tree, this bird, all these are idantaya. As an object of this, it is understood by you. Therefore, aham remains always aham. The I always is I, and it never becomes this. Therefore, what is I, what is not subject to become an object of this, to be referred as this, what cannot be objectified, in other words, is I. The confusion is between up to the body level, a normal person, because there are people who can mistake, and that I am not talking about. At the normal person, anything other than this physical body is taken as object. There is no mistake. But when it comes to the body, even though this is yushmat pratyaya vishaya, it is something idam pratyaya vishaya, it is an object. As you objectify, this is also objectified. There are houses and houses. One house is your house. There are bodies and bodies. One body is your body. That is explainable. That's not an issue. But the body is taken as I. Nobody takes the house, one's own house, as oneself, with so many doors and all that. One doesn't commit the mistake as the house as oneself, as one is the house. That one is very, very, very clear. But this body, housing you, deha, which is housing you, you are the indweller of this body. And this can be taken as oneself. Notwithstanding that it is an object, you objectify, it is not anything different. When the object is outside donut, and it is an object, you don't have eye sense in it. Once you eat it, it becomes you. And therefore I have donut. So this is outside of the plate it is donut, it's all fat. And you eat, I am fat. So this is a miracle. So this miracle of taking what is not you as yourself is Mataji. Is all due to Mataji. Mataji is called avidya. Ajnana yogataha. So this is what is being expounded here. We will look into it further. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.